From the depths of the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas, after Bellator 149, my name is Luke Thomas. This is the Bellator 149 post-fight show. Next to, of course, Shaun Al-Shatti. Thank you for joining us. Well, Shaun, what do you say in about an event like that? I would say, I don't know. I don't know what really comes to mind. There's a lot of different competing ideas. I guess just overall, how are you feeling about what happened? I guess that's the better question to ask.
I guess something happened. I feel strange slightly, maybe a little empty, maybe, I don't know. I think the way that it ended didn't really do it any favors. I mean, it ends on a real down note. You almost feel bad for the guy because it seemed like he wanted it so much. He was saying the entire week how much this really meant to him. Royce kind of was laissez-faire the whole week. He didn't really seem like it mattered much to him. Even now in the post-fight press conference, he kind of blows it off, whereas Ken's completely destroyed.
Yeah, forlorn.
Yeah. But I feel like if it would have ended with the co-main event, and that was it, and that was the end of the night, this would be a completely different story because the energy in that arena, for some strange reason, that was just the most bizarre thing that I've ever watched. I think the laughter in the arena was was the weirdest reaction to a fight I've ever seen live. It was genuine laughter in the arena. You could hear it, like it was very audible, loud guffaws of what we were seeing. And I mean, even Big John McCarthy and just all the... Yeah, everybody. I think if it would ended with that, we would be talking about this a little differently. But I think at the end of the day, when Bellator, they may feel weird about it now, but when the ratings come out, once the numbers come out on Monday or Tuesday or whatever, and they see a big number, because it's probably going to be a big number if we're being honest with each other, I think they'll feel okay with it.
They're going to feel better about it. The discussion about it's going to change a little bit. But I think one thing, I don't know if this is a reaction to Dynamite where the ratings were a little bit disappointing. If the event had ended after the co-main event, even with all its insanity, there was still a bit of buzz. There was an undeniable buzz, right? If it had ended then, I think it would have been fine. But I think they doubling up with the two kind of freak show, just too much for me in the end. That was really, I think, the big difference. Do you agree? If they called it quits after the co-main, it would have been kind of a hit in a weird way, like Gangnam Style or something. It's a hit.
I think it would have. I think it really would have. And it's almost like you get too much of one thing. You can't double down on something like this, right? Like we can accept the one freak show fight, especially if it's Kimbo, just because Kimbo's he's still this.
He's the elder statesman of American freak show fights.
Yeah, he's been in it for so long. At this point, we kind of know what we're getting with him. Once you double down on it, then it kind of makes this.
It's too much.
Yeah. It's just too much.
So let's talk about that co-main event, because that actually kind of was, before the fight, we called it the star of the show, and here I can tell you, people were getting up for Ken and Royce, okay, but they really got up for that co-main event. Booker T, who was to our right on press row, was crying when the fight was over. I am not exaggerating at all.
He was literally wiping away tears.
And I was laughing, I was screaming, I didn't know what I was doing. Let's acknowledge what happened. Worst fight ever, maybe.
Potentially the worst fight ever.
It's certainly maybe one of the worst fights.
It's in the conversation.
It's the worst fight that's ever aired on a major network.
Yeah, it's
right?
the worst fight ever that several millions of people have watched.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, getting that out of the way and acknowledging it's probably going to do pretty good ratings, there's still a lot to like here. It went longer than, well, if you're Spike TV, I should say.
That's big.
It went longer than normal. Kimbo still won. He's still a viable contender. Your thoughts after that co-main event? What's good about it? What's bad about it?
I think that it went longer is actually a big deal, because we see that with ratings. The longer a fight goes, the more it people call people and say, hey, dude, turn to this because it's something really weird is going on, especially with this. Like, this is a car crash. You need to come watch this. It's insane. I think a guy's about to get knocked out by exhaustion. But yeah, Kimbo, I feel like he comes away from this. That's Kimbo, I mean, right? Like, nobody's surprised by what they saw. He's still going to be as viable of a draw next time out as he was this time.
If all you know about Kimbo Slice or Tito Ortiz is what you read on the internet, you have this opinion that the world hates them and thinks like they pity them. Tell me if I'm wrong. If you go to these events, you see people, whatever you agree with it or not, people love Kimbo Slice. They just want to see him win.
It's crazy. It's 100% crazy. This is the first time I've seen a Kimbo fight live. And this was Kimbo country. Like, people were so damn into Kimbo during the walkout.
Brought Booker T to tears.
It literally brought Booker T to tears. I don't know what else to say, man. People really love Kimbo, and I feel like they still will love Kimbo coming out of this.
That said, are there any costs to how bad that fight was? It was unbelievably bad, funny in its own way, and of course you knew going in it wasn't going to be great, but you thought it was going to get snuffed out in the first round one way or the other. Going 3 rounds, Kimbo takes Mount twice like he's Demian Maia or something.
John McCarthy stands him up for Mount.
John McCarthy stands him up for Mount.
Justifiably.
The worst fight in human history. Are there any costs to the Bellator brand as a consequence?
I think if there's cost to the Bellator brand, it's like what we said. It's because they doubled up on the freak show. They doubled up on the circus. At this point, you kind of learn from this. You can't do that. It's just too much. Are there any other costs? I mean, Dogfight 2 is probably not looking very good right now, if we're being honest. Billy Corbin can't be the happiest man right now.
Fair enough.
But, going forward, it's going to be interesting to see because I think, like you said, once the ratings come out, the conversation is going to shift a little bit.
There's no way they can do Kimbo versus Rampage. There's just no way they can.
You do that if you're throwing away Kimbo because he's going to, that's just different levels.
You cannot make that. Maybe even Tito Ortiz, too. I don't think that fight works very well either. So if everyone who's talking about that, I don't think that's really very realistic. Quickly on the rest of those fights, there were 3 other ones. Anything stand out to you about the Cell win, the Sanchez win, or the Derek Campos surprise win?
Really quickly, I'll add that I think you could do Kimbo versus Herschel Walker or something like that.
Yeah, easily.
That would be bananas in terms of numbers and the numbers it could get.
Right.
Kimbo Mike Tyson in Bellator kickboxing.
I want to give a shout out to our videographer, Casey. He suggested Mike Tyson versus Kimbo Slice in Bellator kickboxing. Ratings
25
bonanza.
million people watch.
Right. Worldwide event. That's like Pacquiao Mayweather.
Yeah.
Not quite, but you get the idea.
The
prelim, not the prelim card, but the rest of that main card, the down ballot fights. Any of those wins, anything stand out to you about them?
I mean, the Emmanuel Newton fight was weird. It wasn't that good, to be honest. Lynn Vassell at least got a win over him. He moved up in this division. Derek Campos getting the knockout, I think that's surprising. That kind of says a little bit about where Melvin Gillard is as a fighter. I mean, it's 0-2 in Bellator now, and neither of those has been very good.
Right. Both injured and missing weight.
Yeah. Well, actually, he ended up making weight. I just clarified that. But still, yeah, it's not a good look. I think the only guy that comes out of this really looking good is Emmanuel Sanchez. He had a really great fight with Daniel Pineda, and he's one of their up-and-coming guys.
Daniel Pineda, tested UFC veteran, and he gave it to Emmanuel Sanchez, I thought, early. Came back, had a strong performance. Coker saying not going to rush the title shot. Still got some good fights for him left. So he may be a big star going forward, may not, but interesting to follow his progress.
Yeah.
All right. Before we go, any final thoughts? Anything you want to? Let me just put it this way: if you could sum it up in a word or a sentence, what was Bellator 149?
It was everything we thought it was going to be.
I'm going to go with nubtastic. It was both nubs and fantastic in a way. Nubtastic. That work for you?
All right.
On that, we shall go.
Baby nuts.
And everyone, did you see Ken Shamrock talking about his genitals on stage?
It's a running theme all week. You got to keep it going.
If you're a fighter in Bellator, you have to talk about your testicles on the dais, apparently. Who knew? All right, we've been up way too long.
I don't even understand what's going on anymore.
We worked way too many hours. Thank you so much for watching all of our coverage here during Fight Week. We really appreciate it. Until next time, whatever that is, whatever it's going to look like, we'll catch you guys then. Thank you so much. For Shaun, I'm Luke. Peace.